Hi, Alex. Hi, Bob. It's an honor to be with you on the show. I have a few points about this flu hype. And I grew up in Eastern Europe under communism, and coming from that background, I can see a lot of things that are coming together with what they're trying to do to the people. And just like you said, I've been listening to your show for a while, and I realize what a lie they're trying to push on people. I mean, nothing but lies. And I don't understand how people cannot see right through the lies. Because growing up, we grew up not trusting the government. That was, your life depended on that. You know, 1 out of 3 people were informants, so you really did not know who you're talking to. So you had to keep to yourself. That's what they're trying to do, to stifle the First Amendment. If they succeed in doing that, this country is going down the tubes, and I would hate to see this happen. And I wonder myself, and I ask myself and my husband, how did America get to this point, and why? People are taking their liberties for granted, and they're not thinking. One point that I want to make, and I want people to think about it, why would Kathleen Sebelius give vaccine makers immunity if there's nothing wrong with those vaccines? Why? Why? People don't ask that question.
Well, you know? And Lily, you know, most people didn't grow up in Eastern Europe under what we're going into. That's why. Why did smallpox kill Native Americans, but it wouldn't kill the Anglos? Because the natives had never been exposed to it. Just like we've never been exposed to real hardcore tyranny. So the average Dumbo doesn't know that because they've never come up against it. Those of us that haven't lived under tyranny but studied history, we know what it looks like. You've lived under it. You know what it looks like. Bob fought it when he was fighting the communists. He knows what it looks like. And that's what's so sad about these yuppies that giggle and laugh and think it's all funny. They don't know that this is hardcore classical tyranny that's coming down on us. Bob, and then another comment from Lily. Bob, comments on what Lily was saying.
Well, I think she's absolutely right. People haven't experienced it. And America has never collectively really had a bad day in their life. I know we've had wars in Vietnam and you know, for the living, most of the people from World War II are gone, and we had the war in Korea, and now we've got these actions in the Middle East. But besides that, most people didn't get involved, and they don't know what bad is. I mean, they just go to their job and have their families and so on and so forth. And they believe the government will fix it. They believe this propaganda. And so we have to reach them so they hear the other side of the story, the truth. Well, and that's our job.
And what Lily said is so key. I said it in long form earlier, but she, just like a laser beam, said, if they get you to only study yourself, if they get you afraid and chilled to pull in your antennas and not be involved, they win. The minute, that's why they're out saying, you don't like the president, you don't want to turn your guns in, racist. You don't
that's so wrong.
Well, that's what the Soviets did. I mean, explain that to people. If we've got to speak up now or it's over.
Yes, I remember my grandfather telling me he lived in the 40s and the 50s when the communists took power, and he said that they came and took everything from the people and got rid of the ones that were vocal. The ones that fought against them, put them in jail, killed them, they disappeared forever. They took everything. My grandfather told me they took their animals, the cattle, the plows, everything. They left them destitute. And it's... people don't understand it. I'm looking at people and I said, how can you not see what's coming? How can you not see how everything, it's like a puzzle. They're putting the pieces into place. The good of everybody. That was the favorite phrase of the communists. That's all you heard. For the good, for the common good. Who's good?
Well, I want to have you have a minute or so, Lily, on the other side to finish up. We're going to go to Mark, Jerry, Jeff, Lou, and others. We're going to hold Bob over a little bit in the next hour. If he can do it, have him up for a full hour next week. We had Rand Paul only pop in earlier when Bob is normally on with us, so we apologize to Bob, but he's so busy, I'm sure he's happy to be on with an abbreviated show. Stay with us. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is super supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Okay, we got Bob Chapman of the internationalforecaster.com with us, and we're going back to Lily. Lily, anything else you want to add? You were talking about your grandfather. You were talking about, that's why I held you over, about how they always say it's for everyone, it's for the children, it's for the greater good. Finish up with that thought.
Well, the only good was for the dogs at the top, because they had everything and everybody else was starving. That's the good of everyone, though everyone at the top, that is, which is probably what, a 1%, 0.5%. You never know, but the corruption that went on while the whole country was starving, and it started with putting fear in people to speak their mind, because they arrested those that were vocal in the beginning, and it had a chilling effect on everybody, and everybody withdrew within, and they were afraid to speak out. I think there's a great movie that was made in Germany a couple of years ago. It's called The Lives of Others. It's in German with English subtitle. I think everyone should watch that movie. It's a perfect description what life behind the curtain was.
Well, did you hear the callers? The particular fellow they're wanting to indict, saying that Obama supporters would run up and take photos and say, I'm reporting you. And then Obama told people, report on your neighbors if they criticize me. I mean, he really is a very, very wicked person.
People are so stupid, because what they do not understand is that you report someone today, your turn is coming back next tomorrow, because they're going to turn against you. There is no loyalty. So people need to understand that and band together. People should work together, not against each other, because the enemy is not the people, and people do not understand that. And
go ahead.
And I have a few words of caution for Christians. Christians better wake up and not wait for the rapture, because that's not going to happen before the trouble. They better wake up, because the same thing happened in China.
Where were you from in Eastern Europe?
Romania.
Romania, yeah. Well, God bless you. Call back in again. Lily, good to hear from you in Arizona. Bob, I held her over because I just want people to hear that testimony. But, I mean, did you think you'd ever see an American president saying, rat on your neighbors if they criticize me?
The only place I heard of that was in communist countries or in Nazi Germany.
It's just incredible to see it happening, and to know these big offshore banks are funding this fake communist system to steal all our wealth. Bob, stay there. Back in 1 minute. We're going to take a few more calls for you.
Direct to you and in your face. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Okay, real fast. Mark in Oregon, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead, Mark.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, Alex and Bob. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Alex, a massive poster campaign on the vaccination deception is certainly in order, no doubt, not just in the United States, but throughout the world. Now, additionally, forming groups of organized and public protest and public exposure that will force the mass media of this country and the world to report on the deadly ingredients of the upcoming global vaccinations, I think would also be powerful, as well as an expedited production and release of a video by yourself, perhaps titled The Vaccination Deception.
All right, let me be clear. That's a great idea, the vaccination deception. I've interviewed Tenpenny and others. There is a section in the new film about the vaccine. It's just it's coming out right in October, and they may back off by then. So I need to make it just about how they use overall vaccine systems. But going back to Bob Chapman, Bob, isn't just the idea of lots of posters lets people get the idea that other people are upset? It's harder to go form groups. Out of this, you can form groups.
That's correct. And also, you have existing groups that you would introduce these, poster to and said, look, if you're going to do this, you got to do that too. because they're going to disagree with the vaccination process. So you would get a hold of those groups and introduce them to posters and say, put them up everywhere. And I've done that before. Of course, I'm a little old for it now, but during political campaigns, we'd go out and from 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning and put posters everywhere.
Yeah, there's nothing more American, nothing more pro-liberty, and the fact the government's trying to demonize it is outrageous. San Francisco won first place. The guys that did Lower Manhattan, you won second place. And I'm watching all these other videos. I think I know who third place is. I'll announce it on Monday, or during the weekend they'll be posted up on the site. We're launching a new contest. It'll be up by tonight or tomorrow to expose the flu, okay, to expose the shots. I've just got to get all that written up and done as well. Speaking of the posters, let's go to Jeff in South Dakota. Jeff, quickly, what happened to you?